aspect of it is how much you're sleeping. Because if all you're doing, and I'm just saying this based off of my own experience right now, if all you're doing is working out every day, that's great, and we should be moving every day. But at the same time, if you're not getting that sleep, like this is, for most of us, this is the best chance we're gonna have at sleeping well in our adult lives. Because like right now, today, this is what I have to wake up for, right? So I don't necessarily have to be up at 7 a.m. for something that doesn't exist right now for me. So we talk about workouts, and we always equate workouts to this massive amount of effort in the gym, and I've got to get tired, and I've got to get sweaty, and I've got to be able to not breathe very well. I want to catch my breath because I'm working so hard. But at the same time, if we're not doing those things with our body that are going to allow that workout to happen better and more effectively, then we're not really getting the best out of the workout. So right now, today, for example, my arms are very, very tight for some reason. And I don't know why. I woke up and like I did this to grab my toothbrush, and I was like, okay, what's going on everywhere in my arm? But yesterday we did some tricep extensions, we did some push-ups, we did a lot of stuff on this side. So my shoulder's tight, my triceps are tight, and now it'd be silly of me to go back and do push-ups again today or dive bombers again today, because it's just going to attack that same spot. So I have to recognize that right now my shoulders and my triceps are sore. Right? I want to move them a little bit, but I don't want to tax them today. I don't want to say, okay, well now we're going to do push-ups to exhaustion, because guess what? This guy's already exhausted. This guy's already exhausted, right? And for me to go back and do that again right now, today, 24 hours later, doesn't make any sense, right? So we're going to move today, but at the same time, we need to understand that this whole workout is a very small portion of the equation of what we're trying to get accomplished that we equate this workout to, right? Does that make sense? We equate the workout to the thing that's going to give us all the results that we want. We don't equate the workout as being part of this whole conglomerate of things that are going to give us that thing that we want. So there's the workout, there's the rest, there's recovery, there's recuperation, there's nutrition, there's stress levels, right? All of these things are part of that equation. So no one, you probably don't really think about, well, how are my stress levels right now? Have I been working on my stress levels lately? And we don't think about that. But that directly plays into effect of how well your workout is playing out for you, right? If I have high stress levels, high cortisol levels, then all this stuff I'm doing with my workout is not going to translate into getting stronger muscles, into losing more fat, because that's going to keep me up here and it's going to keep storing my body fat. So I could work out like a beast and not see anything, and be like, what's going on? I'm doing crazy workouts, I'm not seeing results. Well, your stress levels aren't in check, right? We already know we can do that same thing with nutrition. Well, your nutrition isn't in check. So why would you think you're going to see results just because you're working out every day, right? So we need to really not think of this as the only thing you need to pay attention to when you're working out. And I get it, like this isn't the fun part of what we do in life anyway, right? People just want, from me, people want to be like, shut up and just show us the workout, right? Which is, maybe some of you guys are like that right now, right? Shut up and just show us the workout. Well, I came here to work out, right? Yeah, but guess what? I'm telling you right now that if that's all you care about, you're not going to get from this what you want to get from this. So you're going to continue to do this, not see anything from it, and not value it very much, right? So right now you value it so much in terms of how important this is relative to what you need to do in life to get what you want. But because you value it so much, you're going to devalue it in the future because you put too much stake on this, not enough stake on the other things in the equation, and then you ask working out to do the job of your stress levels, to do the job of your nutrition, to do the job of your rest, to do the job of your recovery. And now when working out doesn't do that, you're like, well, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. That's not true at all. It's just you've decided to put too much stake in that one thing, and you're telling it to do jobs it doesn't know how to do. So I just want you to think about that as we go through these things, right? So when we do a workout like today that isn't as difficult as some of the other workouts, I really hope you understand that all of this is an equation, and within that equation, that will give us the results that we want. If we put this and this and this and this together, that will actually end up being much more effective than if we just do this the whole time we're doing stuff, right? So today's not going to be so difficult. It's going to be a lot of stretching. It's going to be a lot of dynamic warm-up exercises. And some of you guys may not like that, and some of you guys may be like, I need to go do something else with this today, and you're more than welcome to, right? But I can't continue to this is the 40th day, I think. I can't continue to schedule 36 disgustingly hard workouts and ignore the fact that we need to stretch, we need to elongate muscles, we need to get muscles to go through a range of motion. Because if we don't, all we're going to do, I was talking to one of my other clients, and his posture is a little bit forward rotated, and he wants to build his chest muscles. And for example, like this may be a teaching day for you guys, but for example, if his posture is here, right, and he wants to build his chest, right? So let's say his standing posture is here, his resting posture is here, right? And he wants to build his chest. So what do we know to do to build chest? Push-ups, bench press, incline, all those sorts of things, right? So now, if I'm here, right, and I do a push-up, right, how much activation or how much range of motion am I getting in that chest, right? If I'm here and I do my push-up, right? Right? Now, if I'm here and I do my push-up, right, is there a little bit different range of motion when my posture is more upright, my chest is out, my shoulders are back and closer together? I can get through a bigger range of motion, so now that chest can actually visit ranges of motion that are going to give it a challenge that will make it adapt and grow, right? That will make it adapt and get stronger. Now, if my posture is forward, my shoulders are rounded in, right? I can't even get through that range of motion. So I can work my chest in this range of motion, right? It's a smaller position, right? Here, I have a much bigger range of motion, and I can actually adapt. Here, it's exercise and futility. So, what is the thing that will help me get my chest bigger if I have a forward posture? Stretching might, right? Getting my posture to be better might be the thing that helps my chest get bigger, right? Because if I can open up from this to this, I can go now in a bigger range of motion when I do my chest presses that I've been doing forever, when I do my bench press, when I do my push-ups that I've been doing forever. Now I can do that with a bigger range of motion, so it's going to tax my upper body a little bit more, which will make it grow, which will make it adapt and get stronger, right? So even though these wall slides that we do seem like, well, I don't want to do that, that wall slide is getting you to do other things better, right? Even that today hurts me, right? So I'm not going to go crazy and be like, I need more stuff. I need to get pumped a little bit more. You might, but maybe there's something we need to do as well that will get that pump to go in effectiveness from here to here because of how flexible you've become. If I can increase the range of motion of an exercise, I can get more benefit out of that exercise. If I'm just sitting there and I'm here and I'm scrunched and I'm doing my curls and this is my curl, right? This is a little bit different. This is probably a better explanation, right? So let's say I'm doing bicep curls, right? People are doing this, right? Right? Sure, it works your biceps, but does that work your bicep more? So getting all the way down there and getting all the way back up, yeah, that works my bicep much more. But because we can't handle as much weight or because it seems like we're doing something easier, we don't do it. We grab that heavy weight and we go partial reps and we're like, and we don't know why we're not changing. We don't know why we're not getting stronger. We don't know why we're not seeing visual results that we want to see. And so, again, I'm just kind of reiterating that this is part of your solution. This is part of your solution. Now, if you don't want this to help improve your strength, if you don't want it to help improve your body composition, if you don't want it to help improve your general well-being and health, maybe it's not here that you want to do this workout. Maybe it's on some other channel. Maybe it's on with some other people, because what I'm trying to give you is a whole idea of thinking that it's these parts complete the whole, which is you. And you need this, and you need this, and you need this. You need rest, you need recuperation, you need recovery modalities and strategies. You need nutrition strategies. You need rest strategies if you're not getting rest, right? And you need movement strategies. I just need 6 things, right? This is one of those 6 things. So it's not even 20% of what we need to be paying attention to. Sure, it probably takes up more time than some of these other ones to plan out and execute, but it's one of 6, right? I could think of a few more things. So anyway, I had to get that out before we got into the movement side of this thing today, because I don't know, I feel like what we do is a little bit more important than just exercise. And the message we're trying to get across is a little bit more important than just, hey, just move around, right? Sure, just move around, but at the same time, like, you guys know how much I am adamant about, like, how are you moving around, right? And if you're not adamant about how you're moving around, is that really the best strategy for you, right? If you're not paying attention to how that push-up is being executed, is that the best thing, the best use of your time, right? If you're doing half reps on push-ups and not trying to get 2 more inches lower and not trying to float right above the ground, not trying to push back up, and you just put your hands out wide and you do this because you're going up and down, is that the best use of the knowledge that you have? Is that the best use of your capabilities? I don't think so. All right, so I didn't mean for this to start off with this rant. I just meant it for it to be a good, quick 2-second thing, and then we go. But, okay, kiddos. I knew it was going to happen at some point. Okay, so with that being said, today we're going to stretch a decent amount. And if you want to talk to me while we do it, you can. If you want to say, screw off, Tony, I'm going to go for a run, go right ahead, right? But do that knowing that you just listened to what I had to say and then ignored all of it, right? So, your choice. I'm going to put this down and then we're going to go. Yeah. No one but Sam has any feedback on that. Sam Milk. Thanks for that. All right. So first thing we're gonna do, find a chair, a wall, whatever. All I'm gonna do is rock. So I'm gonna stagger my stance like this. All right. All I'm gonna do, see how my back heel is off the ground. I'm gonna rock to try to get my back heel on the ground, and then rock into my front leg and try to get my front heel off the ground by rocking forward. So back heel on, front heel off. Back heel on, front heel off. Go ahead and switch them. Super weird that my Achilles leg has more range of motion. All right, now, I will say this guy, I tore all the ligaments in it, so that's different. Ooh, we got some talkers. Alright, so now, all we're going to do, same thing, you can still use the wall, you can use the bench. Alright, all we're going to do is go knee to that chair, bench, wall, and back. Knee, knee. Sal, if you want to add some squat jumps in between every one of these, that'll probably help you. Right? So I'm not saying disregard all hard workouts, disregard all hard exercises. Alright? So for example, right now, let's say you guys still want to ignore what I'm saying and you want to get some workout, some feel in. Right? Maybe you intersperse hard exercises inside of here. Right? So after this stretch is done, maybe you do 5 Spider-Man push-ups. Right? Last one. All right. Now, we're going to go right into that balance and reach. So, asbestos. So, I'm going to go to this guy. All right, left foot, about 3 feet away from that. I'm going to try to keep my hips into the ground, right? I don't want this hip, because we're going right leg up. I don't want this hip to open up into the wall. I want it to stay into the ground, and I want to extend this leg all the way back, right? So I want to get that extended, but squeezed. But I'm going into the ball with my right hand. All right, so I'm here. I want to squeeze my quad and my glute and come back. All right, we're not trying to grab with the toes on that left leg. All right, we're just trying to balance through those muscles of the foot, muscles of the ankle, knee, calf. And if you're cruising on this, really pay attention to that right leg and what it's doing. All through the leg, through the quad, through the glute, and through the hip. As you go as well, think about keeping your toes in a little bit, not out, right? If you go out, guess what's going to happen? Your hip is going to follow it. All right, let's do 2 more. All right, so right now you can do 5 squat jumps. If that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do in life. right? Maybe you need to feel good today. All right, so this movement should get this hamstring stretched out. All right. All right, so right here, that hamstring should stretch a little bit. Should be tight. All right. If it's not, you're a better person than I am. Let's go 3 more. Last one. All right, now, get something relatively heavy, like a water jug. You can even probably use your water bottle. I'm just gonna I'll use a water bottle just to get this going, right? So, I'm using this water bottle. Mine's not filled, that's all right. So, all I wanna do with this water bottle, I wanna take it around my head, just like I would a kettlebell. I'm gonna go, this water bottle needs to end up below my chin, comes around below my head, around below my chin again. And then I switch directions. All right, so we're getting, good shoulder mobility in here. And if you notice, if you do this and you really try to get that thing to go low behind you and then low in front of you, you'll notice you're actually stretching out your torso a bit too. Should I tell my baby bye-bye? Let's do one more each way. Good. All right, so we're going to repeat all of that. Right? So grab your chair, grab your wall, grab whatever it is that you had. We're going to do that stretch, that calf stretch here. Gee! Right, so I'm going to go from front leg, try to get my back heel on the ground, keeping my back leg straight. Try to get my front heel off the ground, keeping my front leg bent at that same angle for the most part. So all I'm doing really is moving through my hips back, moving through my hips forward. Right, so I'm getting that gastroc stretch on that back leg, right, and getting the soleus stretch on the front leg. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's 2 muscles in your calf. You might think it's 1, it's 2. There's 1 in that big guy. On the back side is your gastrocnemius. Underneath that is your soleus, right? When your leg is bent, your soleus is working. Switch sides. Well, they're working all the time anyway, but in locomotion. But from an anatomical standpoint, from a book standpoint, which is way off now, but do one more. All right, then we're gonna go knee. 2 more each side. Good. Balance and reach. I'm gonna start right leg first on the ground. Left hand reach. Right, toe goes in, not out. Right, it's gonna allow you to help, it's gonna help you keep your hip down. Someone asked me yesterday, switch sides. Someone asked me yesterday if this is all the working out I'm doing. They're like, do you do stuff other than those lockdown workouts? And what do you guys think my answer was? I'm gonna wait because I want you guys to answer. Last one. Okay, we're going halo. If you want to grab something heavy, right? Because you can. Try to get your arm to go as far that way as you can. This arm, your right arm, goes far that way as you can when you come down, right? Last one. Good. All right. So we're gonna do 4 different exercises here. All right. So I have, in this 40 days, I've obviously gone on bike rides. I want to say quite a few. Let's say like 7 or 8. But in terms of workouts, right? Like weight training, total 3. One day I went and I did trap bar deadlifts and sled at the gym. One day I did some dumbbell incline, some chest flies at the gym. That might be it actually. Oh, and then one day I did a 20-minute micro workout. All right, and that's it. Right? That's all I've done. And they're like, really? Why? I'm like, listen, if you do this well, if you do the exercises we're doing in this whole sequence, if you do them well and don't think about like just getting through reps or time or whatever, if you do them well, like this is disgustingly good for you. Disgustingly good for you. Right? That's the problem is people want to equate, God, today's just gonna be a rant for me, huh? You'll want a mat for this next part. The problem is people just want to equate what they need to what they see. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, you don't lift weight? What? How well, yeah, I lift weight. It's just me. I happen to be the weight. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so we're gonna go into Pigeon right now. I'll start with my right foot forward, left foot back. Right? So the idea here, if you can see my left leg, it's bent. Right? The idea is to get that back leg straight behind you. Right? If you can't do that yet, you're just going to get it kind of straight on the side of you. Right? And then you're going to inch it back behind you. The more behind you that leg is, the more you're going to get a big old stretch in this glute. Right? So if you keep moving it that way, right, that way, this glute is going to stretch more and more and more. Right? So I just want to sit here and get that stretch. So once I feel that in my right glute cheek, I'm just going to hang out for a second. And then we're going to do just a little bounce, just like this, tiny, tiny, tiny. Let's go one more. Good. And then we're going to switch out sides. And one side, like me right now, one side might be way tighter than the other side. That'll happen, right? If you've ever been, I've been injured, obviously. You're going to have some compensatory patterns that have happened that are going to keep certain things tighter. Ooh. All right, now I'm going to bounce. All right, certain things are going to be tighter, certain things are going to be weaker. Ha ha ha. Good. All right, so now we're going to go into our thoracic stretch. So hands and knees, quadruped position. I'm going to take one hand, dip it through, and like try to keep reaching. So I'm going to go through, little baby bend in his front arm. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching. Then come back. All right, now I'll go the other way. We're just going to do 5 each way. All right. So we'll go through. Right, you should feel this all through your back. Maybe a little bit on the lower back of the right side right now. All the way up into the shoulder of this left side. Ooh. You guys hear that pop? I think this is it. Now we'll go one more each side. Now, wide and wide, and we're going to walk it through. So feet are going to be inside of your foot on the ground as well. Wide stance here. I'm just going to dip, and come back. I hope you guys didn't see my face right there. Alright, last one here, and then we'll repeat them all. Single leg lowering. So we're going to start with our legs high. We're going to start back on the mat. Legs are going to go high. Right? As high, straight up as you can. Right? Keep your lower back on the ground. All I want to do is lower one leg at a time. Squeeze this quad when you're lowering the other leg. Right, now I'm going to squeeze this quad. Right, so your hamstring will stretch. It'll stretch even further as you get that leg lower. top quad. If you do this right, you'll realize it's kind of an ab exercise. Squeeze that quad. Last ones. All right, then we'll repeat all those. All right. All right, so pigeon is first. Oof. Ah, that feels great. That feels great. TKL. Remember, the more you move that left leg towards the right, the bigger stretch you're going to get in that right glute. That right glute cheek. Right butt cheek. Now little baby pulses. 7, 8. Do 2 more. 2, 1. Good. Switch them out. Ooh, baby. Ha 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 ha. Okay, little pulse for me. Do a couple more. Good. All right. Then we got our little. What? No, thoracic. Wait. I don't remember which one we did first, doesn't matter. All right, let's go thoracic first. All right, 5 aside. All right, reach and stretch, and then through. Good. Wide legs. Insides of the feet on the ground. And we're going to dip and come back. Right? So as you dip, you should feel a bigger stretch in the groin. Stay down here, and then learn to breathe, right? So learn to breathe so your muscles learn to relax, right? So right here is not an awesome position for me. But if I learn how to breathe, and let my muscles chill instead of grabbing so much with them, they start to cooperate with me. All right. Let's go leg lowering. Alright, so when one leg goes down, we want to tense the abs, we want to squeeze the opposite quad, and we want to keep each leg straight. Right? If we do that, this will turn into 1, a hamstring stretch, and 2, an ab exercise. Alright? If we do this correctly. If we don't, it's just gonna be like you're moving your leg up and down. All right, so squeeze the quads. Lower one, keep the other one tight. Tap that heel on the ground. Bring it back up. Other side. So you don't let gravity take it. You take it. See, I'm losing one quad right here. Right, it doesn't want to stay with me. Last ones. Let's go this side maybe. All right, now, again, don't think just because this is not the jump around, go crazy, do stuff till you get tired type of workout. Don't think it's not a workout. Look at my face right now, right? There's sweat, right? We're moving, right? Now, it might not be this moving that's just gonna tax the crap out of your muscles, but again, like I said, that's not required every single day. All right, we're gonna do all four of those one more time, right? So now I'm gonna make them all somewhat dynamic, right? So that pigeon, we're just gonna move through, right? We're gonna move through this guy, right? We're gonna move through this guy, and then we're gonna move through that guy. So none of them we're gonna hang out at, right? So pigeon, right from the get-go, we're gonna move up and down. Move that leg inside, and now we go up and down here. All right. Now, if I want to, I can rotate so I can stretch that in 3 dimensions. All right, so I'm just going to tilt just a little bit, and tilt just a little bit this way. And you'll feel that's a little tiny different, there's a little difference in just rotating your shoulders slightly in that glute. Switch sides. Right. Now why do you think that's important? Maybe you don't think it's important. Right. But if that glute muscle is a 3-dimensional muscle, it would make sense that we want to move it in 3 dimensions. That's why you kind of feel when you cross your leg behind you, right, which is essentially what we're doing right here. When you cross your leg behind you in a lunge, you'll feel your glute turn on more than if your leg just went straight back. Because that glute muscle, that big old muscle in your butt cheek, right, it's 3-dimensional, right? It doesn't just go like this, boom, 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 boom. It's like this, and so it wants to rotate, right? So when you go into this, sure, it activates the glutes, right? And a lot of people will do an exercise like that or an exercise like a rear foot elevated split squat. They're like, yeah, I don't feel it in my butt. But as soon as you bring this leg behind this leg, you can't not feel it in your butt because your butt preloads, it stretches, and then comes back up. So to get back up, you have to use your glute. right? You can't just use your quad to get back up from that position back there. Right? Here, I can push mostly from here. Here, I have to go that way, right? I have to go that way to get up right now. This guy isn't gonna push me that way, he's gonna push me up, right? So I have to get that three-dimensional muscle to rotate me up and out. That's why getting that leg across and behind you will start to turn this guy on. All right, start to turn that butt cheek on. What's our next one? Thoracic. Last one. Good. Wide knees, flat feet. We're ready to breathe. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Three more. That's probably my least favorite stretch, period. All right, squeeze that quad. Don't nobody kiss it like you. Right, your toes should be pointing towards your shins the whole time. Don't let your toes go here, because then you're gonna have a harder time squeezing that quad. If your toes go towards your shins, your quad will start to want to flex and contract. Ah. We're gonna need that mat here again. If you want a drink, get a drink. Such a good. All right, next one. Offset stance, half kneeling. All right, so this one, we're gonna get into that hip again. All right, so what I want you to do is sit back into your hip like this. We're gonna sit forward and bring our arms up at the same time. So here, you should start to really feel a big old long stretch on that backside leg hip flexor. Do two more. Now, we're gonna stay on this side. I know just for a couple, that knee's probably gonna get a little sore. We're gonna move this hip that way, right? So I'm just gonna go here and back. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Now we can switch. What? It's 12:08 Man, look at stretching will just take you there. All right, so we'll do one more side and then we'll get out of here. Two more. Good. This hip, that way, and we're done. You can reach up, down, forward, back, all different exposures to that hip. Two more. Good. All right, you should actually feel pretty good right now. I apologize for the rant at the beginning of this. Sometimes it needs to be said though, right? Sometimes it needs to be said, because if it didn't, we'd all look the way we want to do, we'd all feel the way we want to feel, we'd all produce the way we want to produce. So sometimes those reminders do need to happen, right? All right, anyway, I guess that's it for today. Sorry I took you forever through this. My bad.